So for the drone system,
我们认为这个最重要的一点就是要能够应付各种各类的无人飞机。
and we reckon the important point is the system could confront and deal with any situation.
这里有我们用来测试的各类无人飞机，这个是基石。
And here is all the different drone devices from different manufacturer we have.
这个是其他 WiFi 无人飞机。
And that's another one, another manufacturer.
这些派诺特的无人飞机。
And that's from the French company Parrot.
这些都是用 WiFi 控制的无人飞机。
And this kind of drone is actually controlled by the Wi-Fi signal.
这个市面上 WiFi 控制的无人飞机，因为价格便宜，形式款式非常多样。
Usually the market, the drone you can buy on the market, basically most of them is based on Wi-Fi control because it's a cheaper way to do and you can have more choice, you can have a more reasonable price budget on it.
我们的系统的特点就是对任何无人飞机都不依赖于数据库，不用解码数据均可以进行识别。
And for sure, the Wi-Fi control type of the drones can be overtaken, can be covered by our system, and we didn't need to rely on any database of our identification service. Don't need to rely on any kind of database.
这是大疆雾运行的无人飞机。
And that's the DJI Inspire.
大疆的无人飞机在整个世界市场上占据了70%的市场。
The drone from DJI company actually taking more than 80% of the market from the world.
这个是一个比较特殊的 Appear 以及 Appear One Plus
的
无人飞机。
This is an Appear type of the drone. It's sort of special.
这个是用 WiFi 控制的无人飞机，可以工作在5.1G、5.3G 和5.7G。
And this is also a Wi-Fi controlled drone, and it's working for 5.1, 5.2, 5.3 GHz.
这是 Appear One Plus 无人飞机。
And this is an updated version of Appear One Plus.
它类似于用工业级的跳频来进行图像传输的一种无人飞机系统。
And it's different from the usual Wi-Fi control way, and it's try to involve industrial level of the frequency jumping technology to the control.
所以我们的无人机反制系统一定要能够应对各种各样的无人飞机，包括了工业级的无人飞机。
So that require our anti-UAV system will be able to overtake and control all different kind of drone, whatever their usual way of Wi-Fi connection, or they are doing some frequency jumping and encryption. Doesn't matter. We can still take control from it.
这是大疆4无人飞机。
And here is that activated Phantom from DJI. It's already plugged in the battery and it's activated.
这是大疆1无人飞机。
And that's DJI Mavic, and it's already powered on.
现在来看看我们的无人飞机侦测系统。
And now we go to testing our system.
这个是我们的侦测和反制一体化的无人飞机。
And this is the system that containing both the feature of detection and the overtaken and against the drone.
它采用了很多特殊的技术。
And this one is using many very special technologies.
有别于传统的监测定位的相干干涉的那个定位方法。
这就很专业了，这个。
对，这个比较专业。
So it can using many different ways to do interfering to the system.
在我们这个侦测系统，在这个狭小的空间，由于存在很多信号反射角度，如果其他无人飞机侦测系统它侦测的角度会是漂移的，而我们的不会。
So our system, one of the biggest advantage, we have very good resistance to the interference. Like in a small space like this, in a little room, and there's lots of the signal reflection happening. And when you're using the other system, and the interfering and detecting service will be interfered by these signal reflections. But our product, the advantage is we can have really good resistance when we're in a very complex environment to operate it, and the effect still good.
这是我们的操作终端。
This is operating terminal.
我们侦测出了这个角度，一个是大疆1无人飞机，一个是大疆4无人飞机。
So we take a close look, and so here we are showing the different drone that we already detected. And you can see in the corner it say DJI Mavic 2 and DJI Phantom. So that's the drone that we just saw on the alley that we already put on power.
角度你看是0度、16度。
And the second parameter showing the angles from the system to the place.
这里有这个结果记录。
And here is a detection result for the system.
可以显示它这个自己的变化。
And it could show you if the target has any change.
让我们实际的找。
So now we're seeing the actual angle, and by the end of alley, that's the 2 drone that we already activated. And here, we see we put a compass on the phone to show what's the actual the 没有聚焦我这个手机，这个手机不太行。Here we go. So we have the actual angle of it. So we can determine that the system is actually very accurate, showing the angle. So that will be helpful when we need to precise locate the drone.
对，而且是稳定的。
And it's very stable.
不会漂移的。
It's not going to floating around. And if the system didn't have enough capability to resist the interference and the angles and all these other stuff, they were changing, and that's one of the advantage. We can resist, and we can work in a very complex radio environment.
我们的系统可以开启图传信号学习、跳频信号自主学习以及 WiFi 识别的自主这个识别控制。
And when it comes to an industrial drone, the one we just show you, the one using the industrial flight controller, they're using the Wi-Fi frequency jumping. They're using a couple of frequency, and you need to just activate the smart learning feature, and the system will be learned from the actual signal and able to overtaken or doing any operation on it.
那现在我们测试一下，我们因为也没有工业无人飞机在，模拟一下工业无人飞机的跳频信号。
So now we plug in and we try to simulate the frequency jumping.
对，发现了工业级无人飞机。
And the system has got a voice notification say we just detected an industrial level of drone.
在这里，在800兆到900兆之间。
Here. And the title on here is the consumer level, and down here is the industrial level. And it doesn't know the name of the drone, but it actually could detect.
我的手机就完了。还有 WiFi 无人飞机，我们测试一下。
And also we have the Wi-Fi drone. We'll test it out.
我要对 WiFi 无人飞机进行连接，这是大疆3 WiFi 控制的无人飞机。
So this is a DJI Wi-Fi drone. It's a consumer level of the drone. It's using the common way of Wi-Fi data connection. And now on the mobile phone, we try to connect the drone and try to we try to operate it. Try to operate it.
好，你别说。
And by the way, we just plug in this blue plug. This is like a simulator plug for industrial level drone.
哎，现在发现了 WiFi 吗？
I'm seeing it's a pop-up for a new drone, which is the one we just activated.
这个就是 WiFi 无人飞机，
Okay.
工作频率在2428。
So on the mobile phone, we just connect the drone, this one, and on the system it shows here is a new drone. For the here it shows the Wi-Fi, Wi-Fi one,
frequency，
and the frequency is showing here.
关闭无人飞机。
So now we turn it off. We turn this off, and soon the signal will be disappear.
消失了。刚才大疆4无人飞机还永远在。
The Phantom 4 we didn't turn it off, so it's still there.
对，大概是。还有我们的系统，这个为了适应这个不是很专业的使用，我们有个电磁态式感知。
So for the user that not very professional from the radio technology background, and we have a special feature for the entrance level user to use the system. Is here.
通过电磁态式反针，系统会自动感知周边的电磁环境，设置好各种无线电参数。
So here, if you're not very familiar with the radio environment around you, you just click here, this button, and the system will automatically detect the whole environment and set up all the parameters. It's very smart and it make the system always work in the best status.
我们等待它感知完毕。
So now we are waiting the system to detect the environment to complete. Okay, now it says the radio environment detection is complete, and they already set up the system to the best situation to make it work.
这就可以自动的就再按这个侦测就可以工作了。
And then you click this start button, and it will start to detect the device around. Okay, so the Phantom we always keep the on, and it will show us on the screen.
本来是那个大疆无人飞机，但我们的信号因为离得太近，所以它有时候会显示成 WiFi 无人飞机。
So in here, because we didn't have the dependency to any database, so sometimes it doesn't show the exact model number or company name of the drone, but it doesn't matter.
好，这个 遥控器发现了。
And also you can detect the remote controller, which is for DJI. And just it will take some time, and it will analyze, and they will show you the model number and the company name.
在我们的显示界面有5公里一景区。
So on the interface, you see in 5000米.
5000米。
So it can be detect up to 5 kilometer the object.
3000米警戒区。
And so we see that 5,000 meter is like a warning zone, and inside the 3,000 meter zone is like a secure zone.
还有1公里的反制区。
And inside the 1,000 meter is the against the execution zone.
最重要的是，我们有一个无人值守功能。
So the most important part is we have the feature for automatic operation.
在无人值守功能里面，我们对，因为是侦测的是无人飞机比较多，它会前向进行前向电射发射。现在暂时我先停止发射，因为我们的前向电线没有接上。这样就会导致那个损坏设备。
Okay, so now if you click the automatic operation, and the device will automatically just reflect and try to stop all the any drone device try to fly into the zone.
好，为了我们对于单个无人飞机，我们现在先设置一下，我们这个，因为我们太多无人飞机的话，我们就是用前向的。如果只有一个无人飞机，我们系统设置它会对着这个无人飞机的方向去反制的。
So now we set up the frequency. If you set up if you think about, I just want to control the Wi-Fi connection drone, you can set up the frequency here, and the system will be detecting through the parameter that you provide.
Yes. 我是侦测了其他频道。现在我们就可以开启这个无人值守这个演示了。
So now we can turn on the automatic mode.
我们按无人值守功能，它一发现无人飞机，它就会在这个角度上进行反制，不会影响其他这个方向的那个正常通信。
So initially we set up the parameters, and we turn on the automatic pilot.
现在正在打车工作。
And the drone will,
打车成功。
the system will be working
这个灯
automatically.
已经闪耀，这种情况它就会驱离或者是迫降。
And you can see the drone is already flashing the yellow lights, means it's losing connection because it's overtaken by our system. And on the system setting, you can choose the drone will be
重
driven
新侦
away.
测，又进行这个无人值守进行反射。
And the system will keep running until all the drones are already been eliminated.
正常的话，无人飞机应该是飞走了，因为我们现在没有飞起来，所以的话，它信号一直存在，它会一直的参与打击。
On the system, we already set up. If we detect any of the drone, we try to driven them away. But here, we didn't install the plate on the drone, so they couldn't fly away. So the system will be keep automatically activated
直到我
and
们取
detect
消
the
无人值
drone
守功能。
and try to driven it away, which is the way we want. The system will always work at that way until all the drone is being eliminated, or we turn off the automatic working mode.
我们取消了无人值守功能，现在就不反制了。
So now we are turn the automatic mode off,
侦测的角度仍然是正确的。
and it doesn't doing automatic driven away operation, but you can still doing the detection, and you can see the device name, company name, angles, frequency, all showing is right.
室内我们的演示暂时就到这里，我们等明天我们可以到室外地实际的去测试。
So this is an in-room test, and later day we will doing outdoor tests for you.
可以吗？
OK
整体这样感觉可以吗？